Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video on this right here, the 2025 Toyota Tundra, and this is the 1794 edition. A little bit of history of the Toyota Tundra. It first came out in 1999, and it was actually based on the T100. So you guys remember that? That was their first full-size truck into the market. But the T100 was manufactured in Japan. And when the folks at Toyota decided to debut the Tundra, they launched it and said it's going to be not only the first Japanese or Toyota truck built in the US, but over the entire course of its existence, it's an American truck. So when you use terms like American made, this is going to be one of the most American made trucks that you can buy in the market, the Toyota Tundra. All right, so let's start right up front on the Tundra and let's just walk our way around. So the very first thing that you're going to notice when you look at this truck, and I think Ram was the first one that really did it, you know, a decade ago when they came out with this front end of their truck. It came out super bold and dropped straight down. Look how massive this front grille is on this Toyota truck. So you've got your LED lights over here, kind of that same Ford F-150 Raptor look. They kind of come over and drop down. You've got air intake right here. You make your way across the front. You've got a massive Toyota logo with the Tundra sign. You've got your radar detection, all of your various tech features right here with a camera mounted up on front. You slide your way all the way down, and I think when you look at the entire thing, it gives it a bold and dynamic look. All right, as we make our way down the side of the Tundra, a few different things I want to point out. First off, you're going to see TRD logos down on the wheel center caps, and that's because they're going to run a variety of different TRD features, starting with suspension. So you're going to get the 20-inch wheels. These are the Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires, but you're going to get a 20-inch wheel, and then you're going to get the actual TRD suspension on this. Not the TRD Pro, but the TRD suspension. You've got more of a monochromatic black fender wall over here on the side, the iForce Max logo right here in chrome, 1794 logo edition right here with chrome mirrors. They stay with that theme all the way down the side of the vehicle with a chrome trim line, handles for front and passenger, and then trim around your windows as well. I do like the fact that they don't go chrome all the way over the top. They kind of stop it here. It just gives it a little bit of a unique look. Carried all the way down to the rear, you're going to see a little bit of rake in that rear end coming up a little bit as well, and that's going to be for your payload so you can drop weight on the inside of your truck. And then of course the TRD 4x4 logo, we'll get into that in a minute, but you have the assurance of knowing if you want to take it off-road, you can. Check this out right here. We're going to talk about the tailgate or the lift gate, and then we're going to talk about the truck bed. So first, let's start with this. No frills when it comes to the Tundra. It's a simple button, and it will soft drop on you right there. You can sit up on the back of the tailgate. No spray and bed liner. This is all plastic, baby, and that's to keep that price point down. You have a 5.5 foot bed, and you've got a payload capacity of about 2,000 pounds. It's actually like 1,730, but just under 2,000 pounds. You could drop some weight in here and be good to go. All right, so just for fun, we're going to play around with the seating configurations inside this truck. You got the front passenger, and you've got second row seating. This is going to make y'all smile. You ready? Oh, look at the leg room in the back of this Toyota Tundra. There is so much leg room in this, it just makes you feel like you're getting something special. And they did a great job with that. And that's even with me moving to the front. If I move up to the front, I've still got plenty enough space here on the front to like have enough leg room. That's good design by the engineering team. It's been a rough year for Toyota. They've had a massive announcement with a massive recall, and I'm going to use the word massive because it's a lot of money and cash flow that's going to be spread across the entire dealership and service network. Toyota announced that they would recall 102,000 engines on Toyota Tundras and Toyota and Lexus LXs for 2022 and 2023 model years. So why did they have to do that? Well, they had to do it because during the manufacturing process, metal shards got inside those engine blocks. Now, I'm not going to think too much into it, and I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but 2022 was on that middle to tail end of COVID, and we know that there are sayings out there, oh, you bought a COVID car or a COVID truck. In my case, I bought a COVID boat, and I've had a ton of issues with my COVID boat. Thankfully, nothing with the engine, but a ton of things on the inside of the boat that have just kind of started falling apart, holes drilled in wrong areas. And that's because they had limited staff inside the facilities to build these vehicles. And so that's going to be my knee-jerk gut reaction as to why there are metal shards inside. It had something to do in the manufacturing process. So there's a lot going on under the hood with the Toyota Tundra. So in 2022 is when they went with their full redesign. and you dropped the V8 motor and you went for this new V6 that's in here. So you've got the new V6 that's under the hood. This is the iForce Max, which is their hybrid motor. Before I give you the specs, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, when you put it in sport mode, it is a hell of a lot of fun to drive. It is actually quite peppy, and that's something that surprises me about it. So let's give you the facts, right? So let's start with this right here. We're going to be looking at a 3.5 liter turbocharged V6. It's going to be pushing out 389 horsepower with 479 pounds-feet of torque, and it's mated with a 10-speed automatic transmission. It is the 24-valve motor. So you get a lot of pep with this, and I know that it's underclass when it comes to horsepower and torque, but I'll tell you right now, you don't notice that. And how many people are really going to Home Depot every single weekend and hauling, you know, loads of bricks or hauling wood? You're not, right? You're going to be driving it to and from work, to your kid's baseball game. And I think that's the value proposition with this engine right here, is that if you want to have a little bit of fun, man, you put it in sport mode, it sounds like a V8 and it kind of drives like a V8. And I think that's awesome. Despite the woes that the brand has had this past year, you know, with the engine recall, 102 engines being recalled on the 2022-2023 Tundras and LXs from Lexus. You know, it's been a rough year, but you know what? They did the right thing, and they said, hey, we're going to replace all engines in consumers' vehicles. You just have to make sure you get down to your dealer and you get that paperwork filled out to get that recall happening inside your engine bay. So overall, I think that's pretty fantastic that they were able to cover the engine, but also, I'm just going to tell you straight up, whether they did it or not, it's a good motor. There's something incredibly smooth about the iForce Max motor, and although it's a V6 and it's that 3.5, I got to tell you, it's really refined and comfortable, and then when you put it together with that 10-speed transmission, it's shifting really smooth as well. But it's punchy, so when you put it in that sport mode and you slam that gas down, like, man, it not only moves, but it sounds good too. And that's what I really like, is that although you're not pushing a big V8, you are getting the feel of a V8. And that's my impression of this motor based on driving it over the course of a week. Plenty enough get up to really enjoy your experience. So here's what I'll round it out with, guys. You all know that I have an F-150 Raptor. I love my freaking Ford Raptor, and I love trucks, right? So here's the deal on the Toyota Tundra, is that if I was in the market to get a fun truck that I'm just going to cruise around and I'm not really going to do, like what I take my Raptor off-road every now and then, and I like to go fast in it, but man, no one needs to be the first one to the red light. So what if you could get a great overall truck at a great overall price, save, you know, 20 grand in the pocketbook, then you're going to buy this all day long. You're going to get it in a beautiful color. Maybe you upgrade the suspension and put 33s or 35s on it, give it a little bit more of a robust look, maybe even 37s. But I love the way that this vehicle performs, and most importantly, I love what the inside has. So that starting price of a standard base Toyota Tundra is going to be right around $39,000. And of course, you can go to the Capstone, you can go to the 1794 edition, you can go TRD or TRD Pro, you got all these options. You're going to top out right around 80 grand if you really want to load one of these things up. And of course, there's wiggle room on both sides. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Drop your comments below. I know how popular the Tacomas and the Tundras are, so drop your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about your Tundras if you have them out there. And especially if any of you have had engine problems, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear your story and what the dealer experience has been like. All right, if you're not following me on my other social channels, right? On Instagram, it's @It'sMikeCaudill, TikTok @It'sMikeCaudill. All right, everyone, I'll see you out there on the road.